reading from a book doesn't make you a racist.
A West Valley teacher speaking out after the district told him he's losing his job for reading a literary classic aloud in class. Hear from him tonight.
Cloudy and cooler as a chance of rain returns this weekend.
Opportunity for me was honestly just dreams to be able to do for my family.
Former Seahawks defensive end and Super Bowl champ Cliff Averil in Spokane tonight for a discussion on Juneteenth, the federal holiday recognizing the end of slavery in the U.S. Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. The city of Spokane is celebrating Juneteenth all weekend, and the Spokane NAACP hosted a fireside chat tonight with a former Seattle Seahawks player. KREM 2's Caitlin Galloway was at the event tonight at Gonzaga.
A group gathered at Gonzaga today for conversation, community, and celebration in honor of Juneteenth. The featured guest was former Seattle Seahawks defensive end Cliff Averil, who spoke about his experience as the son of immigrants and his mission to inspire and uplift the next generation.
We're immigrants and we're all Africans, and I think involving African into Black American history is so important.
The event was hosted by the Spokane NAACP. There were people of all ages in the crowd, and Averil had something to inspire all of them.
I loved what he said about there's no finish line to learning, because it doesn't matter how old you are, you can continue to learn and continue to contribute to the community. And I think he really you really got a touchdown on that one, if you will.
From football to now real estate, Averil credits his success to seeing people that looked like him doing the things he was passionate about, and he strives to continue to pay that forward.
Sometimes when you get the people closest to you that tell you you can't go achieve that, right? Absolutely. And people, place their fears on you. They place their ignorances on you too, and because they didn't achieve it, that means you can.
Averil also said it isn't just the Black community, it's the human community. And every little bit of advocacy, allyship, example, and courage continues to make progress. At Gonzaga, Caitlin Galloway, KREM 2 News.
I'm here to just spread awareness for Juneteenth and just the emancipation of slaves.
Coming up later in the show, we'll take you to Coeur d'Alene, where people gathered in support of Juneteenth and what the federal holiday represents. All right, let's talk weather on this Thursday night. Noticeably cooler today, less wind. So what's in store for the weekend? Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo has that answer tonight. Jeremy?
Mark, we're already trending quite a bit cooler. Sure, temperatures are still in the 60s, but they are falling and falling fast. You make it up to Deer Park and Sandpoint, you're in the mid-50s, and overnight we are likely going to dip into the 40s in some of those locations. Low 50s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene and much of central Washington, 40s down across the Palouse. We have a storm sitting off the coast in a giant atmospheric trough. That moves in, and what happens to us is we're just going to ignore that and move on to the next graphic. What happens to us is we get cloudier, cooler, and wetter in the days to come. We'll see a few scattered showers in parts of North Idaho tomorrow morning. Then I think it turns into more scattered showers as we get into the day on Saturday. We'll go ahead and call tomorrow mostly cloudy. And then as we move closer to the weekend, I think that chance of rain gets much better, especially as we move through the day on Sunday. So, next couple of days, I think we'll go mostly cloudy, then rain on Saturday, showers on Sunday.
Sounds good, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. New tonight, a federal appeals court extended its block of a judge's order that directed President Trump to return control of California's National Guard to Governor Gavin Newsom. The unanimous order from a 3-judge panel for the U.S. Court of Appeals is a victory for the president and allows for the continued deployment of around 4,000 National Guard troops to L.A., where they've been protecting federal property and ICE agents during enforcement operations. All right, now to your night beat for a quick look at the day's top stories. We have an update tonight for people arrested, the protesters from this past weekend. Justice for All shared a statement on Facebook stating, quote, "I, like many others that day, took action to protect people from harm and to stand for the rights of us all. They can scapegoat one person, but they cannot scapegoat the movement for change and the demand that our human rights be protected," unquote. KREM 2 had previously sent requests for a statement, but according to Averil, their phones had been seized. Around half of those protesters, or those arrested rather, at the Spokane anti-ICE protest last week have had their charges dropped, according to court records. The cases were dropped without prejudice, meaning they could be refiled at any point. Spokane County Prosecutor Preston McCollum said the charges were dismissed solely because they were incorrectly filed. Washington State troopers are using cell phone data to find spots where people speed the most often. The state bought that data from navigation apps like Google Maps and Waze. For the next 6 weeks, they'll be focusing on the area of US 2 and I-90 to Spokane Valley. Over on the west side, they'll be focusing on I-5 from JBLM North to Auburn and I-5 around Everett as well. Just to be clear, WSP says it's not using any personal information. In less than a month, a popular mental health hotline for gay, trans, and queer youth will go offline. That move was made by the Trump administration. Known as the Press 3 option, the service connects LGBTQ+ youth to specialized counselors and crisis resources. Nearly 1.3 million calls, texts, and chats have come in since. The Trevor Project says the specialized service is vital for saving lives. LGBTQ children are 4 times more likely to attempt or complete suicide.
This is not because of anything having to do with who they are inherently. It's because of the way that they're treated in society. The stigma, the discrimination, all too often the violence. And that's why it is vital to have specialized services where there are counselors who have been specially trained to understand and be empathetic in response to these unique concerns.
The Trevor Project plans to ask Congress to reverse the decision. And that's it for your Night Beat. For more information on any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. A huge advancement in the world of medicine. The FDA has approved the world's only twice-a-year shot to prevent HIV. The vaccine is marketed under the name Use2Go and can be used by both men and women. 2 clinical trials show the injection is nearly 100% effective at stopping new HIV infections. But that effectiveness comes with a price.
I spoke to a spokeswoman today from Gilead. She said it's going to be about $28,000 a year at list price. But they're making all sorts of efforts, she said, to make it more widely available to everyone. But the problem, of course, is in the United States, we have decreased support from federal programs, both inside the United States and abroad, for HIV prevention. So the question remains, are we going to be able to have access and use and instructions for people who need it?
There are still more than 30,000 new infections of HIV in the U.S. each year. So far for the new vaccine, it's unclear how much insurance would cover for the shot. A West Valley High School teacher has been fired after reading a racial slur in To Kill a Mockingbird. He's now fighting for his job. Hear from him coming up later. President Trump has yet to decide whether the U.S. will join Israel in attacking Iran. More on that coming up.